Very good morning to everyone. This is Prem Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Tirthangal College. Today, we going Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Tirthangal. Today, we will discuss about the virtualization in cloud computing and its types. So, we'll see about what is meant by virtualization. The virtualization is a technique how to separate a services from the underlying physical delivery of that services. It is the process of creating a virtual version of something like computer hardware. It was initially developed during the mainframe era. It evolves using a specialized software to create a virtual or a software created versions of a computing resources rather than the actual version of the same resources. With the help of the virtualization, the multiple operations system and the applications can run on the same machines and its same hardware at the same time, increasing the utilization and flexibility of the hardware. So this is a diagram about the virtualization. So when you have a multiple systems, each and every system has its application, the library files and the binary files, and with the guest OS, and which is being handled by the hypervisor. We know that the hypervisor is nothing but a supervisor where it is going to handle the multiple operating systems with the multiple systems and huge number of you know, devices. So it has been handled by the hypervisor, then it has been connected with the host operating system, later it has been interconnected with the server hardware. This is what the structure of a virtualization. So we have something called the host machine as well as the guest machine. The host machine, the machine on which the virtual machines is going to be built, is known as the host machine. The guest machine is nothing but here we're going to discuss about the virtual here. The virtual machine is referred to as a guest machine. The working of the virtualization in cloud computing is the virtualization has a prominent impact on cloud computing. In the case of the cloud computing, the user stores the data in the cloud, but with the help of virtualization, the users have an extra benefits of sharing the infrastructures. The cloud vendors take care of the required physical resources, but these cloud providers charge a huge amount for these services, which impacts every users or organizations. The virtualization helps users or organizations in maintaining those services which are required by a company through external people, which helps in reducing costs to the company. This is a way through which virtualization works in cloud computing. What are the benefits we have in the virtualizations are more flexible and efficient allocations of resources, enhanced development productivity, it lowers the cost of IT infrastructures, remote access and rapid scalabilities, high availabilities and disaster recovery, pay pursuits of the IT infrastructures on demand, enables running multiple operating systems. When you come to the next one, the drawbacks of the virtualization, the high initial investments, the clouds have a very high initial investment, but it's also true that it will help in reducing the cost of the companies. Learning new infrastructures. As a company shifted from class servers to cloud, it requires highly skilled staff who have skills to work with the cloud easily. And for this, you have to hire new staff or provide a training to the current staff. The risk of data. Hosting data on the third party resources can lead to putting the data at risk. It has the chance of getting attacked by any hackers or crackers very easily. The characteristics of virtualization, the increased security, The ability to control the execution of a program in a complete, transparent manner opens new possibilities for delivering a secure, controlled execution environment. All the operations of the guest programs are generally performed against the virtual machine, which then translates the applies them to the host program. The case of managed execution, in particular, sharing, aggregation, emulation, and isolations are the most relevant features. Sharing. The virtualizations allows the creation of a separate computing environment with the same host. Aggregation. It is possible to share physical resources among several guests, but virtualization also allows aggregations, which is the opposite process. The types of virtualizations has here there is an application virtualization, network virtualization, a desktop virtualization, storage virtualization, server virtualization, and the data virtualizations. So the diagrams also says about the types of virtualizations. When you see about the application virtualization, it helps a user to have a remote access to an applications from a server. The server stores all personal informations and other characteristics of the applications but can still run on a local workstation through the internet. An example of this would be a user who needs to run two different versions of the same software. The technologies that use applications virtualizations are hosted applications and the packaged applications. Then we come to the network virtualization. Here, the ability to run multiple virtual networks with each having a separate control and data plans. It coexists together on top of one physical network. It can be managed by the individual parties that are potentially confidential to each other. The network virtualization provides a facility to create and provision virtual networks, logical switches, routers, firewalls, load balancers, virtual private networks, and workload security within days or and even weeks. See, in the case of the below diagram, there are different network. See, the virtual network users is there at the top level, and the bottom level you have a infrastructure provider, and in between it can be accessed only with the virtual network provider and virtual network operator, and the service provider will be there. So these are the things which is going to be involved in the case of the network virtualization. Then we come to the desktop virtualization. In case of the desktop virtualization, allows the users the operating systems to be remotely stored on the server in the data center. It allows the user to access their desktop virtually from any location by a different machine. The users who want specific operating systems other than Windows servers will need to have a virtual desktop. The main benefits of desktop virtualizations are user mobility, portability, and easy management of software installation, updates, and patches. When you come to the next, the storage virtualization, the storage virtualization is an array of servers that are managed by a virtual storage system. The servers aren't aware of exactly where the data is stored and instead functions more like workers' bees in an hives. It makes managing storage from multiple sources by managed and utilized as a single repositories. The storage virtualization, the software maintains a smooth operations, consistent performance, and a continuous suite of advanced functions despite changes, breakdowns, and differences in the underlying equipments. Then the fifth one, server virtualization. This is a kind of virtualization in which the masking of server resources takes place. Here, the central servers, that is the physical server, is divided into multiple different virtual servers by changing the identity number and the processes. So, each system can operate its operating systems in an isolated manner where each subservice knows the identity of the central servers. It causes an increases in performance and reduces the operating cost by the deployment of a main server's resources into a subserver resources. It's beneficially in virtual migrations, reducing energy consumptions, reducing infrastructural cost, etc. The diagram shows about the servers of the server virtualizations where different virtual machines are there and different applications will be there, and each virtual machine has been handled by an operating system, and this each virtual machine is being monitored only by the hypervisor, and it has been accessed the storages, CPU and the other memory part with the help of the networks. Then we'll see about the data virtualization. This is the kind of virtualization in which the data is collected from various sources and managed at a single place without knowing more about the technical informations like how data is collected, stored, and formatted, then arrange that logical data so that its virtual view can be accessed by its interested peoples and the stakeholders and users through the various cloud services remotely. The main big giant companies are providing their services like Oracle, IBM, at scale, C data, etc. The uses of virtualizations are data integration, business integration, service oriented architectural data services, and the last one is the searching organizational data. Thank you.